So we are going to move on to the D7 visa question and answers. So here is the first question. How long does it take to get the Portugal D7 visa?
I'm just saying, after obtaining all the documents and after submitting the documents and the request at the consulate of where the client lives, by law it should be 60 business days. So depending on the workload of the SEF, but I surely say the 60 business days should be into consideration.
But isn't it really depends on the time? Because as I remember, like before pandemic, it was even shorter than 60 days, but nowadays it's getting like a looser and looser. So.
Well, I think the D7 it's different than the golden visa, because the processing and of the application before immigration services in Portugal, it takes much longer, and the D7, in a way, we file, the client files all the documents at the consulate, and after filing, the consulate has the duty to submit and send the documents to SEF, and SEF by law has this legal time. Some of the applications took even less than 60 days. Now I think they will take that maximum amount, but eventually it can take a little bit longer, but no, I don't think more.
Okay, the next question. What are the passive income requirements for D7 visa? Actually, many clients like having like trouble with like passive income. So.
Well, the idea of this visa application and subsequently the residency application is to allow foreign citizens that have, is it called, passive income, to move to Portugal. When they move to Portugal, they can work. It doesn't mean that the citizens cannot work. They can actually work, but to be granted, they need to show that they have sufficient income to move to Portugal and not work, and have sufficient financial support to allow them to stay. Passive income, why passive? Because if, for example, if you have a bank account with savings funds, it's passive, it's there, so the citizen can move and he can use those funds. If he has properties in his country of origin and is renting those properties, he has passive income because he receives rents from these properties. He can move to Portugal, but the properties are still there and will continue to be rented. If he has investment in shares or bonds or funds, he will receive dividends, so he will show as well that he has this amount of income. So that's essentially that. I forgot to say about the retirement persons, of course. If they are retired, they have a pension, and that pension should be able to financing them while they move to Portugal.
I see. This is like another additional question for the same question. What about like a client who has no passive income but has a lot of balance on their bank account? Do you think is it like possible still like apply to the golden visa? I mean D7 visa.
Yes, that is one of the sources. The funds that they can show it is passive. If they have a substantial amount in their bank accounts as a savings account, they can use that money to live in Portugal without being the need of working to maintain themselves.
So that means as long as they can prove to the immigration officer, they will have no issue to just live in Portugal without any financial problem. That will be okay.
Yes,
right?
It is. When I mentioned these different sources of passive income, it does not mean that the clients need to have all these sources of income that I mentioned. Depends on the personal situation. Could be only a big amount on bank accounts,
yes,
or can only be rents. Of course, usually clients have more than one, but if they have, for example, a retirement pension and some funds in a bank account,
that will be much greater, yes.
But the idea is basically to prove that they have income that will enable them to live in Portugal without needing to work.
Okay. So the next question is, so can the applicant add a spouse after get D7 visa?
Yes, the applicant of the D7 visa, and after being granted the residency permit, it's like any other residency permit. He will be able to apply for his family members for family reunification. So to answer your question, it's yes, the spouse can be added to the residency permit, as well as the children if they're minor, or the parents if they are over 65 years old, or if they can show that they are financially dependent.
And another question. Can D7 visa holders access Portugal's healthcare services?
Yes, it's again once the foreign citizen obtains the residency permit, he will entitled to use the health public services, the education services. So it like any other residency permit.
Great. So have you had any D7 visa applicants which have achieved a Portuguese passport? The same as the golden visa question.
No, in fact not, because I must say that the D7 applicants or clients that I have been assisting are recently, when I say recently, for a few years ago, so they have not yet reached the 5 years, and therefore they have not been able to apply for citizenship. But eventually when they do it, they can apply if they want.
Okay. For the last question, what do you think about the Сел레나이민 Immigration Corporation, our company, as a partner?
I am pleased to work with Selena. Since we started with a few clients, I think we went step by step. In my side, I cannot say by you.
Absolutely, I think so
it's
too.
been
Yes.
working very well, of course by distance, but we have been assisting the clients, and I hope I will continue to do so.
Yeah,
and we
it's
can
our
work
pleasure.
together for some time more.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Thank you for your time today. It was amazing to have a great chance to listen to the answers directly to the lawyer. Yeah, it's really hard to get a chance like this,
Okay, thank you. Yes, it is. And as I said, although we have been communicating either by email or Zoom, it's not really the same. It's been amazing to come here and to meet you all in person.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
bye. Bye.